Welcome to Dell Technologies PowerProtect DP Series Appliance Protection Storage Data Domain. In this video, we are going to see how to handle Microsoft Azure storage certificate changes for systems that are configured with Cloud Tier. Referenced article 000192537. This is only applicable if you have data domain in your environment having Cloud Tier configured, which is integrated with Microsoft Azure Cloud Provider. This video is created to ensure data domain connectivity with Azure Cloud Provider isn't interrupted. As starting February 2022, Microsoft Azure has started updating their TLS certificates. Updating these new certificates to data domain will allow it to continue to make use of Cloud Tier functionality having endpoint as Azure without disruption. This video presents the following: how to identify if your system is impacted, downloading required certificates, renaming and converting in PEM format, importing the certificates to data domain, and lastly, restarting data domain file system to re-establish connection with Cloud Unit and performing final validation. To verify if data domain in your environment is impacted, follow below. Log into Protection Storage Data Domain. Verify the existing Cloud Unit and its provider on data domain using below command. Cloud Profile Show. Cloud Unit List. If the cloud provider is Azure, move to next step. Verify the existing certificates, Admin Access Certificate Show. Earlier DD used only Baltimore Cyber Trust Root Certificate for connectivity with Azure. If only that certificate is seen in above output, then it's time to update the new certificates from Microsoft Azure. Note, there is no need to delete the existing Baltimore Cyber Trust Root Certificate. Here we are going to download all the required certificates to your local Windows workstation. For that, first create a folder with any name, example, MSAZ certificates. Now, go to the linked KB article 192537. Scroll to the resolution section, option 1. You will see direct links same as seen in slide. Right-click on those direct links provided and save them on your local workstation under the newly created folder. Next, we are going to convert all the downloaded certificates in PEM format. Open command prompt on your local workstation. Navigate to the location where the certificates were downloaded to convert DigiCert Global Root G2 and G3 certificate in PEM format. You may just use rename command as shown here. For ECC and RSA root certificate, we will need to use the certutil command to encode them in PEM format as shown. As the certificates have been downloaded and converted in PEM format, you would be now ready to import it to data domain. Log into the Protection Storage Data Domain System Manager. Traverse to Data Management File System Cloud Units tab. Under that you will notice Manage Certificate button. Click on that to start adding the new certificates. Ensure you are only adding the PEM format certificates. Once all certificates are imported successfully, we need to bounce the DD file system to re-establish connection with Cloud Units. DD file system restart does require a few minutes of downtime, so ensure no backups are running and then proceed to restart using the command file sys restart. For final validation, we will first ensure that the FS is back enabled and running, and then verify the Cloud Unit is active to ensure its connectivity with Azure is intact. Now let's see a quick demo for the same. Step 1. Log into the data domain CLI. Now, I'm going to check the Cloud Units existing using command Cloud Unit List. Verify the Cloud Unit state and Cloud Unit name. Irrespective of whether it's active or disconnected, do proceed to check the cloud provider using command Cloud Profile Show. Check the provider and account type. If the cloud provider is Azure, proceed to check the existing certificates. Admin Access Certificate Show. We see only Baltimore Cyber Trust Root Certificate existing here. So, let's proceed to step 2, that is to download the new required certificates. For that, first open the KB article 000192537, titled, How to Handle Upcoming Microsoft Azure Storage Transport Layer Security, TLS, Certificate Changes for Systems that are Configured with Cloud Tier. Scroll down to the Resolution section, Option 1. As stated, first create a folder with any name on your local machine. Example, MSSE certificates. Now let's right-click on the links provided and save them on your local workstation under the newly created folder. First, I am going to save DigiCert Global Root G2 CRT PEM. Then, DigiCert Global Root G3 CRT PEM. Now, let's save Microsoft RSA root certificate. And lastly, Microsoft ECC root certificate. We now have all the required certificates on our local machine. As the third step, we are going to convert all the downloaded certificates in PEM format. Open Command Prompt and navigate to the location where the certificates were downloaded. Use dir command to list the certificates. Now to convert DigiCert Global Root G2 and G3 certificate in PEM format, you may just use rename command. Rename DigiCert Global Root G2 CRT PEM DigiCert Global Root G2 PEM. Then rename DigiCert Global Root G3 CRT PEM DigiCert Global Root G3 PEM. Now let's go back to KB. Here we see we are done with the rename step. Next, we are going to convert Microsoft ECC RSA root certificate authority certificate from CRT to PEM format. You may now copy the certutil command from KB and paste it in the command prompt for ECC and RSA root certificates. Now, we can see all the certificates have been converted in PEM format. Step 4. As the certificates have been downloaded and converted in PEM format, we are now ready to import them to Data Domain. Log into the Protection Storage, Data Domain, System Manager. Traverse to Data Management File System Cloud Units tab. Under that you will notice Manage Certificate button. Click on that to start adding the new certificates. Click Add. Click on Choose File to browse to the location where you had kept new certificates in PEM format. Starting with DigiCert Global Root G2. Click on that again. Then do the same for rest of the certificates, DigiCert Global Root G3 PEM. Then comes the turn of MSECC root PEM. Ensure you are only adding the PEM format certificates. And finally the MSRSA root PEM certificate. Verify all the required certificates have been added. Click OK. We can also verify using CLI. Admin Access Certificate Show. Verify all the required certificates have been imported successfully. Ensure each certificate fingerprint is matching with that provided in KB. With that, we are now ready for the final step, that is to bounce the DD file system to re-establish connection with Cloud Unit. So, ensure no backups are running as we would require a few minutes downtime to restart the file system. Once you are ready, you may use file sys restart command to do the same. As we can see, file system has been restarted and it is now up and enabled. Once DDFS is up, let us do the final validation by checking the Cloud Unit status using command Cloud Unit List. As we can see, Cloud Unit is active with all the required certificates imported. This confirms the connectivity with Azure is now intact. Thank you for watching.